A grandmother's voice, woven into Britain's memory, leans into a bass line and drops a rhyme. A beloved princess, frozen in time since 1997, cheerfully hands out cups of eskeets from a street cart. Your feed flashes, your brain blinks, and for a beat you forget the impossible. None of it ever happened. It's the new royal spectacle, AI deepfakes, where Queen Elizabeth raps, Princess Diana serves Mexican street food, and even debuts in a wrestling ring. And the institution at the center of it all says nothing. No statements, no denials, just silence in an age when silence is louder than noise. Let's set the stage. Over the last few days, a cascade of eerily polished clips spiked across TikTok and then ricocheted through X, Instagram, and YouTube. The late Queen appears in photorealistic video, voice cloned to a pitch-perfect royal timbre, delivering rhyme couplets with comic swagger. Princess Diana appears in multiple scenes, laughing behind a steaming pot of corn, chili, and lime, or walking toward the ropes of a wrestling ring like an unlikely headliner. These are not grainy parodies. They're crisp, well-lit, synced, and timed, good enough that casual scrollers double-take before the rational mind catches up. The shock isn't only visual, it's audio, the sense that you can hear history talk. Voice cloning binds your memory to a mouth that never formed those words. The brain loves patterns. It believes what feels familiar. Give it the cadence of a royal Christmas broadcast and a face it's been trained to trust, and truthiness floods in. Then a detail breaks the spell. Maybe the teeth animate a hair off. Maybe a blink lingers. Maybe a ring finger clips the air for a frame. The uncanny valley is shrinking, but it still hints, I'm not real. Only in 2025, you may have watched long enough to share before that hint arrived. Now the question you clicked for, what does the palace say? Officially, nothing. Calls for comment on this latest wave of royal deepfakes met a familiar answer. No comment. That restraint is deeply strategic. Comment once and you validate the format. Deny one clip and you invite 10 more. In an arena where attention is oxygen, silence cuts supply. The monarchy knows performance art when it sees it. It also knows that amplification, even in outrage, can be the creator's real win. But this is bigger than meme culture. Deepfakes don't just entertain, they erode context. A decade ago, debates were about paparazzi telephoto lenses, hacked voicemails, and misquoted headlines. Today, the threat model is synthetic reality delivered at mass scale. Disinformation ecosystems don't have to fabricate from scratch. They ride what's already viral and bend it. Analysts tracking malign influence have flagged how coordinated networks, especially those linked to hostile states, amplify royal rumors to weaken trust in institutions. That's the game. Not persuasion, but confusion. Not convincing you of a new truth, but crowding out your ability to tell. Here's a sobering context check. The overwhelming majority of deepfakes on the internet are not comedic or political. Most are non-consensual sexual content, and victims are overwhelmingly women and girls. So why mention this in a story about humorous royal clips? Because context sets risk. The same pipelines that can make a queen rap and a princess serve street food can, and do, generate abuse and reputational warfare. What feels like harmless fantasy today is the same tool chain that has ruined real lives off camera. So where are the guardrails? Platforms are scrambling to label realistic synthetic media. YouTube now requires creators to disclose when a video looks real but isn't, stamping a visible notice for viewers. Instagram and Facebook have expanded AI labels on photorealistic images, and they've publicly said they're moving toward broader tagging of audio and video as well. TikTok, for its part, has rules that allow AI depictions of public figures in certain contexts, but require clear labels and ban synthetic media that endorses products, spreads fraud, or misleads on sensitive topics. In practice, enforcement is messy. Labels can lag. Uploaders game the edge. And when a clip is downright good, audiences share first and learn later. Lawmakers are moving too, especially on the worst harms. In the UK, creating or sharing sexually explicit deepfakes without consent is being locked into criminal law with prison time attached. Regulators tie this to a broader framework under the Online Safety Act, which pressures platforms to act on abuse, manipulation, and deception. Across the channel, the EU AI Act is rolling out transparency duties. Think watermarking, disclosure, and provenance standards, particularly for synthetic media that could be mistaken for real. Elsewhere, countries like South Korea have gone even further, criminalizing not just creation and distribution, but possession of explicit deepfake content in some cases. But here's the gray zone that makes royal deepfakes so sticky: satire and deceased public figures. In the UK, there's no standalone catch-all right of publicity, and post-mortem control over someone's image is limited, more patchwork than shield. Estates can fight misuse through passing off, copyright, or trademark-style arguments. But that looks like Diana is not automatically illegal. Add a parody defense, add jurisdictional muddle, and you begin to see why a palace might calculate that silence outperforms litigation most of the time. So where does that leave the institution and us? The palace relies on long-game reputation, consistency of conduct, tight control of official imagery, and careful deployment of the sovereign voice. Against AI mischief, the near-term tactic is to withhold oxygen. In parallel, younger royals speak broadly about technology's impact on mental health and digital literacy, and the Sussexes have gone on record urging checks on runaway AI. Across the spectrum, from quietism to activism, the through line is the same message: reality needs allies. And right now, the best defense might be a public that knows how to look twice. Under the hood, these clips don't happen by magic. They happen by pipeline. A creator starts with face reenactment, mapping a target face to a performer's movements. Then comes diffusion video synthesis, which paints photoreal frames from noise while preserving the skeleton of the movement. Add voice cloning, trained on archival speeches, interviews, Christmas broadcasts, and suddenly a voice you loved is saying something they never said. The final pass? Lip sync refinement and temporal smoothing so the mouth shapes lock to syllables and the lighting doesn't flicker between frames. One tool handles posture, another sculpts skin, a third inks in a voice that feels like a memory. That's why these fakes don't feel like cartoons. They feel like reconstructions. Here's the part audiences don't see: editorial choice. The best deepfakers don't pick any random words. They pick phrases that echo a legacy. A clipped aside in a Queen's broadcast cadence. A familiar tilt of Princess Diana's head before a soft punchline. A camera move that imitates ENG news footage from the 90s. The most convincing synthetic media isn't technically perfect. It's stylistically literate. It borrows your nostalgia and pays you back in déjà vu. So how do you spot the good ones before they get you? Use this 4-beat check that you can literally pop on screen as a lower third: edges and earrings. Look where skin meets hair and where earrings sway. Hard edges or jewelry that stutters between frames equals a tell. Teeth and tongue. Watch the T and L sounds. Over smooth, uniform piano keys or a tongue that lags the syllable is a giveaway. Blink rhythm. Humans blink in messy rhythms, often clustered after cognitive load. Perfectly spaced blinks or eyes that glisten without micro movement are wrong. Room logic. Track reflections, shadows, and sleeve fabric. If the subject turns but the shirt crease doesn't migrate, or reflections ignore the face, trust your physics. Bonus: audio spectral oddities. Even great voice clones leave a faint metallic sheen on sibilance or breath trails. If Eshesh sounds like it was recorded in a different room, then be suspicious. Now the platform reality. Labels exist, but inconsistently. Some sites require creators to disclose realistic synthetic media. Others rely on automatic tags if the file carries provenance metadata. But metadata often gets stripped the moment a video is downloaded, re-encoded, and re-uploaded. That's why you'll see one version with a tiny AI tag and a dozen copies with nothing at all. Think of it like shipping labels that fall off in the rain. The package still arrives, but the paperwork's gone. For the average viewer, that means the burden shifts. Your literacy becomes the last mile of safety. Zoom back to the royals. Why would an institution as image-conscious as the palace decline to comment? Because comment is oxygen. Issue a rebuttal, and you elevate a novelty clip into a royal statement event. Keep quiet, and most fakes follow the usual meme cycle. Spike, remix, fade. There's also a legal pragmatism here. With deceased figures like Diana or the late Queen, the legal route is narrower. You can chase passing off, IP claims, or misuse of official footage, but generic, "this looks like Diana," usually isn't enough. Silence becomes less about indifference and more about containment. Meanwhile, policy inches forward. Laws are starting to criminalize the worst abuses, especially non-consensual sexual deepfakes, which overwhelmingly target women and girls. Regulators are nudging platforms toward transparency and removal obligations. And some sites now auto-label AI content if it carries trustworthy watermarks or content credentials. It's a patchwork, yes, but the patchwork is getting denser. And when penalties stack with better tooling, a lot of the most harmful content gets stopped before it trends. Let's script the palace playbook. 5 scenarios you can use as your closing sequence. Scenario 1, dignified silence. No quotes, no press notes. Quietly engage platforms to remove clips that impersonate official announcements, misuse protected audio, or violate platform policy. Result, minimal amplification, slow bleed of attention. Scenario 2, educational flank. No direct mention of any clip. Instead, senior royals fold digital literacy into speeches and patronages. Learn the signals of synthetic media, verify before you share. The target isn't the meme, it's the mechanism. Scenario 3, provenance offensive. Every official video leaves the castle with embedded provenance and an always visible label. Think pre-roll official royal footage cards and persistent corner bugs on sensitive content. Result, a trust anchor people learn to recognize. Scenario 4, limited legal strikes. Not a blanket war, surgical takedowns where a fake uses copyrighted broadcast, forged logos, deceptive fundraising, or paid ads. Quiet, document-heavy, often platform first rather than public court. Scenario 5, mimetic judo. When a fake crosses a line, say impersonating a health announcement, release a short, dry, 2-sentence correction on verified channels with a link to the real footage. No adjectives, no outrage. Replace rumor with high signal. For creators and viewers, here's your on-air toolkit. Fast, useful, and non-preachy. Always check the source path. Is the clip posting from an account that normally carries official royal footage? Or is it a novelty page with daily mashups? Chase the earliest upload. Originals often carry tiny tells, an AI label, an upbeat caption, or a watermark. Later copies remove. Beware perfect camera math. Old cameras wobble and breathe. Archival footage has grain. If it looks too clean for its era, it probably is. Don't share to debunk. Quote tweeting or stitching often doubles distribution. If you must, use screenshots with commentary, not the clip itself. Follow official channels. In a fog of clips, the verified feed becomes your North Star. So, what should the palace say? Paradoxically, the most effective line might be the shortest. We will not comment on fabricated footage. For accurate information, use official channels. Everything else, education, provenance, platform pressure, can happen off mic. The monarchy has survived pamphlets, tabloids, and the 24-hour news loop. It can survive remix culture too. The trick is not to fight the ocean, but to raise the lighthouse. The deeper truth is that deepfakes aren't just about the royals, they're about us. Do we reward the clever fake with a laugh and a share? Or do we pause long enough to ask why it feels so satisfying? The danger isn't only that we believe a lie, it's that we stop trusting the truth when it shows up. In a world of perfect imitations, the real luxury is provenance. The real status symbol is patience. And the real power for palaces and people alike is the discipline to say, I'll check. To say, I'll check. To say, goal is psychological. Deter surveillance by being unscripted. Crowds sense it as energy rather than structure. They see more officers, more dogs, more last-minute direction changes. They feel spontaneity, But behind that spontaneity lies choreography tighter than any dance company. The numbers game. Counting what can't be seen. How many people guard the Royals? Official figures are secret, but insiders speak of a core cadre of roughly 200 specialist officers rotating across shifts, backed by thousands more during major events. Each officer can cost upwards of £100,000 per year when training and overtime are included. Add cyber teams, transport escorts, intelligence analysts, aviation units, and the total annual spend easily surpasses 9 figures. But none of it appears line by line in public budgets. Even Parliament only receives aggregated protective services headings. Supporters argue that secrecy saves lives. Detractors counter that it undermines accountability, especially when taxpayers foot the bill. The paradox is permanent. The more transparent the system becomes, the less secure it feels. The human factor. Training for the unthinkable. Despite satellites and sensors, the last barrier is still human judgment. Protection officers drill constantly. Simulated ambushes, crowd surges, chemical attack scenarios, even information attacks, where false tweets trigger crowd panic. One exercise, nicknamed Operation Crescent, rehearses simultaneous threats at 2 royal venues, forcing command to divide assets in real time. The goal isn't perfection, it's resilience under overload. Psychological resilience training has expanded too. Officers rotate through counseling sessions after major operations. The strain of vigilance, hours scanning faces, fingers resting near triggers, can quietly corrode mental health. Modern protection treats well-being as strategic infrastructure. Burnt-out officers make bad decisions. The soft power dimension, security as diplomacy. Royal security isn't just defense, it's optics. Every overseas visit doubles as geopolitical theater. A single slip, a protester breaching a cordon, a vehicle delay, translates into headlines that can embarrass allies. That's why Royal Advance teams now embed liaison officers months before tours. They coordinate with host governments, local intelligence, and sometimes private contractors. For example, before the 2023 Caribbean tour, British planners worked with regional police to test crowd flow sensors and mobile barriers designed to blend with colonial architecture. It was risk mitigation disguised as heritage preservation. Even gift exchanges are risk assessed. Metals checked for contamination, artifacts scanned for hidden electronics. Security, in other words, extends to diplomacy's minutiae because prestige and protection travel together. The digital front, information as threat. In 2024, the National Cybersecurity Center quietly expanded its Royal Household Liaison team. The reason? Attempted spear phishing against palace accounts spiked 40% year-on-year. Hackers seek itinerary drafts, flight manifests, internal phone numbers, anything that narrows opportunity windows. To counter this, the Palace IT department now runs under ISO 27001 security protocols, complete with simulated phishing drills for staff. Even personal assistants receive quarterly briefings on deepfake audio risks. The bigger worry is hybrid threat, misinformation campaigns that erode public trust. Imagine a falsified video of a royal remark going viral hours before a state visit. The physical threat might still be zero, but reputational damage could trigger protests requiring real-world policing. That's why cyber defense is now fused with physical protection. Threat assessments rank online volatility alongside terrorism metrics. In the digital era, a trending hashtag can be as dangerous as a bullet. The ethical tightrope. Liberty versus safety. Every innovation comes with an ethical echo. Behavioral analytics blur consent boundaries. Drone jammers affect nearby civilians. Facial recognition risks profiling bias. Civil liberties groups argue that royal protection is becoming a testbed for intrusive tech that could later spread to ordinary policing. Security chiefs reply that they operate under judicial oversight and necessity tests. Both are correct and both incomplete. The uncomfortable truth: a system that protects symbols of continuity must itself evolve faster than the society it represents. That tension between modern efficiency and constitutional restraint may prove harder to manage than any protester or drone. Looking ahead, the next frontier. So where does royal security go from here? Analysts foresee three fronts: predictive AI, machine learning tools that fuse weather, traffic, and social data to forecast crowd density hour by hour; bio-ID gating, access control using facial heat signatures and heartbeat variants, replacing manual passes; integrated civil defense, public volunteers trained under Martin's Law standards, forming community response networks around major venues. Each promises speed and safety, and each raises new privacy puzzles. But the trajectory is clear: intelligence first, muscle second. The monarchy that once survived assassins with sabers will now survive algorithms with dashboards. The philosophy of visibility: royal survival depends on connection. Hide completely and you become irrelevant. Open completely and you become vulnerable. The art lies in controlled openness, appearing spontaneous while remaining protected. Security chiefs sometimes call it the theater of reassurance. The public sees poise. The system feels pressure. The illusion works because both sides play their part. Citizens trust the safety curtain. The curtain never admits how thick it is. That paradox keeps Britain's constitutional story alive. The royals stand visible precisely because they are so carefully unseen. Closing reflection: every wave, every balcony smile, every garden handshake exists because somewhere, invisible, a network of humans and machines decided the risk was acceptable. Royal security isn't a fortress. It's a negotiation with chaos. And as threats evolve from bullets to bytes, from trespassers to trolls, that negotiation will never truly end. The Crown's greatest weapon, as it turns out, is not secrecy or strength. It's adaptability.